So I want to tap in as we're going, we're talking about the stations, this great devotion, this great prayer. And when we talk about Lent, a lot of times in our Catholic tradition, we throw out the big three, prayer, fasting, almsgiving. And so it starts with that prayer. And prayer is kind of a funky thing when we talk about it in Lent because, we read in our Bible, we hear, like, you should pray unceasingly. You should be praying always anyways. But at the same time, it's Lent. So you want to do, add a little more oomph, a little more something, to prayer. So what does it mean to pray during Lent? How is praying different during Lent? Has anybody had, like, an especially Lenten prayer experience in some ways?
I'd say honestly, no.
All right.
But I'm finding that I'm praying more now than I have in the past. I'm finding that it's not always the traditional prayers, the Our Father, the Hail Mary. It's more that I'm just trying to have a conversation with God, and it can be in the moment of whatever I'm doing, whether it's something's not going right at work and it might just be, Lord, I need some strength. Please pass it on to me so I get through this. Or I don't know. I'm finding that I'm having more day-to-day conversation and feeling more connected, and it's really refreshing, honestly. And I can't say that's because of Lent. This is something that's just recently changed, and like I said, it's really nice. So, could I connect it somehow back to Lent? Yeah, I'm sure eventually I could, but finding that I want it to be something that's not just these 40 days, that I want it to carry on.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think what you said is true, that we're already praying, ideally. So when you get to Lent, sometimes it can be hard to figure out, how do I incorporate my daily prayer routine into what I'm doing for Lent without making it overwhelming, because I always find if I take on kind of like more than I can, I'm not going to do it. So adding something that could become part of your routine, that could become kind of a regular prayer habit, has worked for me in the past. One Lent a few years back, I had been meaning to kind of sign up for a regular adoration hour. I had just been kind of going sporadically. So Lent is always that opportunity where if there's something that I've been hoping to do or kind of like putting off, it's the time when I can take it on and kind of make it more intentional. So that Lent, I ended up signing up for an adoration hour, and then once Lent ended, I wasn't about to just take it off my calendar because I had actually grown to like it, and so it became more part of my regular routine, which was really nice. But the key was not making it too overwhelming, I think, because when you do already have a regular prayer life and, things going on, it can be tempting to kind of like try to take on the world with Lent, but in my experience, that hasn't really worked out as well. It's just adding something simple, so.